Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cave Trolls React. Today we're going to be talking about the Deadpool Super Bowl ad. We're just going to be talking about Deadpool, period.
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl ad.
He's the guy that tried to kill Superman, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
So, Deadpool, new movie coming out. Ryan Reynolds
Which
playing
is
him fantastically.
obviously the best choice for Deadpool.
Dream casting. In the new Super Bowl ad, we don't see a lot. What do we kind of see that's new that we haven't seen before from the other trailers?
I mean, just a little bit of different action and then a little bit of Colossus and I guess Sonic Teenage Warhead.
Right. Which actually we see less of them. It's new footage, but less of them.
Yeah.
Because like in the other ones, you at least get to see their powers a little bit. In
Yeah.
this, you just kind of see them take a punch.
Yeah.
And then.
But you see them for a longer sequence.
Yeah, you kind of see them sitting and talking a little bit. It was just an excuse to put Ryan Reynolds in a sexy ass chair again and talk about fourth wall things.
Yep.
Either way, it was a shorter trailer, but I'm super excited. It comes out this Friday. We're all going to see it. Since the Cave Trolls mean nothing to most people in real life, we were not able to get early passes, so we'll have a review up probably Sunday, if not Monday. Just talking about what we think about it. For now, I want to talk about all the trailers because we can just kind of combine what we've seen from everything now. So this is probably the last spot we'll get that's different.
Yeah.
I don't think Sonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus are going to play as big of a part as everyone thought they were.
I don't think they are either.
I
I
think
never really thought they were.
Yeah,
just-
a lot of people were talking about like it wasn't. And same thing like you. I never thought they really would because they don't really fit in that narrative very much.
No.
I think they're more just a reason to kind of tie him to the new universe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
just
then
say like, hey, it kind of exists here.
Exactly.
give him other characters just to
play
screw
off
around
of.
with and just make jokes off of.
Yeah, this way he can talk about the X-Men without us kind of going, okay, so the X-Men exist in this world, for the more civilian, people that go and see it who haven't seen every single X-Men movie since they were 4.
Right.
They can kind of go, oh, so he's an X-Man? How does this work? Whereas you have the X-Men there and he can kind of play off them. Not to mention, some funnier jokes since we have a younger character. We have a giant character who's made out of steel, essentially. So we can kind of see that interplay. Also, just to see some other cool powers, too. Because Deadpool has powers, but they're all kind of, innate. You see him super healing. You see him being really agile, but you don't see, like, laser blast. He doesn't have super strength.
No.
So we can see a little bit of that with those guys. The crux of the story is he's out for revenge for after Ajax, who had essentially tortured him and made him into this super soldier or super slave. Really is what it seems like. I don't think that's going to be the fun part. I feel like the story's going to be the weakest element.
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
At least from what I can tell from the trailers.
I mean, I wasn't expecting a whole lot from the story.
Of course, exactly.
It's Deadpool.
That's the thing is, other than my favorite story probably would either be the Deadpool core or I forget the name of the storyline where he goes through the different dimensions trying to get Headpool back home.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that when he teamed up with the guy from Hydra. I can't think of his name. But that storyline was really, really neat. And that's when he first gets Headpool and it kind of becomes his sidekick. The main point of that was never the story. You know, it's his commentary, his fourth wall breaking, his action packedness.
It's like it's not what he's doing; it's him talking about what he's doing.
Right, and I think this is going to be more fun than a normal origin story, but it is an origin story. This is showing where he came from, how he got the suit
The right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be almost Godfather 2-esque, where it kind of flashes back and does a prequel that way, rather than giving you every single bit of his origin, and then at the end, okay, now I'm the superhero.
Yep.
It's going to be him having fun all the way through, and plus we're probably going to get a little bit of a unreliable narration.
Yep.
Because he's crazy, and he's going to be talking like, well, this one time I did this thing, and someone's going to be like, that's not what happened. He's like, well, it is up here.
What past fajitas?
Exactly. I'm sure he's going to eat copious amounts of chimichangas.
Well, they better.
How big of a role do you think his love interest is going to play into this?
Lady Death?
I mean,
No. his girlfriend in the movie that he's with when he first goes under.
Yeah,
I think
Lady
it's gonna
Death.
be mentioned like after he's actually turned into Deadpool. It'll be mentioned by him and probably mentioned a few times, but
They do have footage with her.
exactly.
I mean,
but I think it'll just be from the beginning. Obviously, like the intro story is gonna have more of it, and
and then maybe towards the end,
towards
like
the end,
Ajax
it's just-
kidnaps her or something.
yeah,
One of those. I think it's going to be part of that, and I think it's going to be him going separate ways too. I don't think they're going to. Deadpool's going to have a girlfriend at the end of the movie. I think it's going to be like, I'm clearly this thing that you weren't expecting anymore. We're probably done here.
Yeah.
And also, I don't see them killing her. It's just not that kind of a movie.
no.
And from what they showed, I mean, she does pop up, like you said, at the beginning and then at the end.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be more than that. I think it's going to be more about his relationship with T.J. Miller's character Weasel. Because that in the comic books it ends up being
perfect role for that character
Oh
too.
my
Yeah.
God, that was perfect casting. My other dream X-Men casting for him was I can't think of his name. It's
Sabretooth.
he's the X-Men. He showed up later on in one of the more recent runs. He's always been there since the beginning, but his superpower is that people cannot remember him, which is why I can't remember his name right now. And I thought he would be really good in that role because he's just kind of quippy. He's lazy.
Yeah.
And the only person that remembers him is Xavier, and only sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he would be really cool as that X-Men, but it's really cool to see him as Weasel, who kind of becomes his broker of sorts, his agent.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I got this job for you to do, because I don't know where they're going to go with this, because they're kind of framing him as a hero, and even though he's out for revenge, he's taking out a bad guy. Deadpool, when he first showed up in the X-Men, was trying to kill the X-Men.
He's like
he
a
was trying to kill
hitman,
Cable.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
he was a hitman. And he has been for a long, long time.
And
That's
then
why.
becomes best friends with Cable.
Yeah, he kind of becomes an X-Men at certain points, and now he's an Avenger.
Doesn't he actually get a blue and yellow suit?
Yeah, and a couple times he does. He also wears the white and black that X-Man something. I forget his name's X-Man, and he gives it to that guy who kind of is his role on the X-Men. He's a hitman, but he's for them.
Oh.
So he's like willing to kill and stuff. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
But Deadpool has become more of a sympathetic character in recent years. So I hope they don't go too far into that. I want to see him being a hitman. I want to see Domino show up, because that's one of his main love interests, other than Death.
Yep.
You know,
Mistress Death.
Mistress
Yes.
Death. I really hope they do something with Death in this world. I think Hela might take that role. Well, I guess not this world, since it's two different universes.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do Death in that world, but I don't think they have the rights to her, since she showed up way before X-Men. So,
Because she was not an Avengers character,
But
but,
she
like
was
she
in-
showed up
yeah, she
in
showed up in
Avengers,
Avengers.
I think, before.
yeah, before X-Men. So who knows how they can use that? But I think Hela's going to take up that role
Yeah.
in the new Thor movie and be kind of the love interest with Thanos, and be who he's trying to kill everything for, because she's the mistress of the underworld in that
Have
world.
Thanos and Deadpool movie.
God, I
that
would love
be-
it. That book
that,
was so
that
good.
book was so funny.
That was so fun. I hope we
the
see him-
interaction between them was just great.
Right. I hope so Olivia Munn on her Vine account, maybe it was a Vine, it was one of those, maybe it was Instagram. I think it was Instagram.
Okay.
She was showing off her sword skills again, and then Ryan Reynolds showed up and bonked her on the head with the balloon sword. I don't think they meant to, but I think that kind of hints towards him having a cameo in Apocalypse. What do you guys think?
That'd be awesome. I'd
That
be
would
all for it.
awesome.
Because not canonically, but like if we're putting this in order, I mean, Apocalypse does come after Deadpool, so maybe. I mean, not chronologically, but just like in our world, Apocalypse comes out later on. Deadpool comes out this Friday.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. So maybe he does show up in there. I can see that happening for at least a cameo, similar to with Gambit.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a waste not to, and that would kind of tie their worlds a little bit better. I'm sure they're still trying to figure out where he fits into the modern X-Men world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because since they did the reboot, they've said the only movie they took out of the canon was X-Men 3. Because the way it's happened, that could still happen.
Yeah.
But where the world is now, that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
So that's the only one they said they potentially knocked out, because Scott's still alive, Jean's still alive, Wolverine's still around. So that could all still happen. But now Deadpool could be there.
I'd be for that.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I want to see Sophie Turner more as Jean Grey again.
Yeah.
but Is there anything else that you guys want to see in this Deadpool movie, other than, like I said, I want to see Domino? I'm sure that's something that would be cool to see.
Yeah, Domino would be sweet.
Yeah. His interplay with Weasel is probably going to be the highlight. You guys looking forward to anything from it?
I mean, just his interaction with the other regular people.
Yeah, just more his dialogue.
Yeah.
And some of his badass sword
Yeah,
sequences.
like all the action so far looks sweet. Just that scene of him throwing the katana into
Yes.
the motorcycle wheel.
Yeah, that was really sweet. The motorcycle, that katana would be fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's like in the comic books where he gets a one made out of adamantium.
Yep.
That only happens in the Deadpool kills everything world, right?
I think so.
Or Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. I think that's world like 519 or something like that.
I don't even. It's too many worlds.
There's too many worlds. But in that world, he gets adamantium swords from some like being that's like in his head and convinces
Right.
him to kill everything. So maybe we'll see him with adamantium swords. I mean, he did have adamantium
Like swords.
I guess you could say, in his wrists
Ugh.
in the movie that shall not be named.
That was a movie?
Yeah, I no, barely not. He was the best part of that movie too. So who knows what? I'm sure he'll have jokes about it. I'm sure he'll mention it
Well, yeah.
just because he's Deadpool. So let us know what.
Don't make it green.
Or animated. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the Deadpool movie, what you're looking most forward to in the comments below. Like, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. I'm at Resident Stevel on Twitter. Jordan's at.
Extraordinary.
Dave's at.
At David Tulgetske.
And we're at Cave Trolls Cast. And we're the Cave Trolls, and we're out.